Hello and welcome back. Welcome to a new class, class number 76. 76 trombones. 66 trombones. Hay una canción. 76 trombones led the big parade with 110 cornets up behind. 110 cornetas? And 76 trombones. Son muchos. Okay, class number 76. And the question here is, I want to review this list from yesterday. And you can say, well, what's the point? What's the point? What's the point? ¿Para qué sirve revisar esta lista? Ya lo vimos ayer. Review is good. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That's the philosophy of this program. Little by little, step by step, consolidating every step, making sure the rear guard, la retaguardia, rear guard is covered with your English before we move forward aggressively. So, it's not pointless. Yeah, studying this list is pointless. It's a waste of time. It's pointless to use the... No, it's not. These lists are the best invention in the history of English learning, in my opinion, okay? So for me, what's the point of studying this list? There's a lot, okay? So let's change to camera 1 and study it. All right. Los políticos van a estropear todo. Okay. Vine muy a cuento hoy en día. The politicians are going to ruin everything. The politicians are going to ruin, okay? Las ruinas romanas. The Roman ruins. Fijaos. No se dice ruin. Ruin no. Ruin. Como si fuera una E, no una I. Y acentuásemos totalmente la U. Ruin. Lo vas a estropear todo. You're going to ruin everything. Y los políticos, the politicians, are going to ruin everything. No te quedes atrás. Don't fall behind. En inglés no nos quedamos atrás, caímos atrás. Don't fall behind. Especially in the English, in 2 things. In English class and in algebra class, mathematics. Don't fall behind. Because if you fall behind, it gets really hard to catch up. So don't fall behind. No te quedes atrás. Don't fall behind. No te quedes atrás. Don't fall behind. Don't fall behind. Okay? No lograron avisar a la gente a tiempo. They failed to warn the people in time. A tiempo. On time is puntual. In time is a tiempo. They failed to advise the people in time. Nos valen los dos. Warn es más de un peligro fuerte. Warn. Advise is, ojo, tened cuidado. To warn is cuidado. Okay? They failed to warn the people on time. Estoy usando el verbo fracasar o fallar, to fail. Sin embargo, en castellano aquí dice no lograron. Claro, también podemos decir no lograron avisar. They didn't manage to warn the people in time, or they failed to warn the people. No logré contactarme con él. I failed to make contact with him. I failed to get a hold of him. I couldn't get a hold of him. I failed to make contact. Solo lanzamos misiles de largo alcance. We only launch long-range missiles, or missiles. 2 pronunciations, missiles and missiles. And to launch, lanzar una campaña, to launch a campaign, to launch an advertising campaign, to launch a marketing campaign, to launch a sales campaign, una campaña de ventas, a sales campaign, to launch. All right? Esta reunión es una pérdida de tiempo. This meeting is a waste of time. Y la T de waste se enlaza con la O de of, a waste of time. Waste of time. This meeting is a waste of time. Es inútil continuar. It's pointless. Inutilidad de alguna acción is pointless. Inutilidad de un objeto is useless. This list is useless. It's pointless to use this list because the list is useless. All right? If this pen doesn't have, there's no ink in this pen. This pen, Maria, you gave me a pen with no ink. This pen is useless. It's pointless for me to use this pen. It's pointless for me to use a useless object. Okay? Me sentía tan violento que no sabía dónde esconderme. I felt so embarrassed. I felt so embarrassed that I wanted to hide. And I didn't know where to hide. Tierra trágame. Oh, my God. Yes, I wanted to hide. I felt conté. No, don't confuse it with the past tense of fall. Fell. De caer no tiene sonido de te. Fell. I felt so embarrassed that I wanted to hide. Hay tiempo de sobra para eso, There's plenty of time for that. Don't worry. Come on. Más que suficiente. There's plenty of time for that. Come on. Él al final cedió ante la presión. Cedió. ¿Cómo es ceder? To give in. He finally gave in to the pressure. Yes, they were pressuring him. Dio el brazo a torcer. Yes. Es curioso, en inglés lo decimos al revés. Ellos le torcieron el brazo. For example, you take a person's arm, you twist this hand this way and this one the other way, and it hurts. Wow. And so you twist the person's arm until, okay, I'll do it your way. So if I want to convince you to study these lists, there's several ways I can convince you. I can say, Carlos, I think it's a good idea if you study these lists. Probably you won't do anything. Now, if I take your arm and I twist, I said, ¿a qué lo vas a estudiar? ¿A qué sí? I'm twisting your arm, and finally you say, okay, Richard, okay. I promise, I'll study the list. Or I can point a gun at you, said, study, okay? And then you can't refuse that recommendation because it's backed up. It's backed up by a threat. Respaldado por una amenaza. Real. I'm pointing a gun at you. But another way is to twist your arm. Entonces, das el brazo a torcer porque yo te tuerzo el brazo. En inglés decimos la misma idea, pero from a different actor. Okay, not the receiver, but the giver. All right. Él al final cedió ante la presión porque no podía aguantar la presión. He finally gave in to the pressure because he couldn't stand the pressure. Yo no estoy aquí para resolver tus problemas. I'm not here to solve your problems. Pero estamos ante un gran reto. We are facing a great challenge. We're facing a great challenge. Pero los políticos lo van a estropear todo. But the politicians are going to ruin everything. Maybe. Nah, it's difficult to ruin everything. Life continues. I'll see you in a few minutes after our next teacher.
Thank you very much, Richard, and welcome. Welcome to you. My name is Kyle, and I'm here today with Mario. Mario, how are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty well. Thank you.
You're doing all right? Good.
Yes,
Good
I'm
to
doing
hear.
all right.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Today, right now we're going to start with our review of the last class. And in the last class, we saw the structure. There's no point in gerund. There's no point in telling him. There's no point in doing it. So I'm going to give you some information and you can create the appropriate sentence. You're not going to call him because?
There's no point in calling him.
There's no point in calling him. Okay, you're not going to tell her.
Because there's no point in telling her.
Yeah, there's no point in telling her. Repeat at home. There's no point in telling her. Okay, you're not going to go there. There's no point in going there. Very good. You're not going to fix the machine. There's no point in fixing the machine. Right, Mario?
There's no point.
It's beyond repair. There's no point in fixing it. Right? Okay. There's no point in driving all the way to the city. You're not going to drive all the way to the city because there's no point in driving all the way to the city. We can also say there isn't. Instead of saying there's no point, let's try some with there isn't any point. There isn't any point in driving all the way to the city, right? So you're not going to request the full license.
There's no point in requesting the full license.
Okay, and the other structure, there
Isn't any point in requesting the full license.
The full license, that's right. The partial license will do. There isn't any point in requesting the full license, okay? You're not going to pay the full subscription price. There isn't any point in paying the full subscription price. Or, the other version, there's no point in paying the full subscription price, right? Very good. Another one, you're not going to file the request. Out loud. Mario, help them out.
There's no point in filing the request.
Okay, and the other version?
There isn't any point in filing the request.
Very good, very good. Now ask me, if I say, you want to go to the museum, is there any point in going to the museum? Okay. You want to ask about tickets.
Is there any point in buying tickets?
Oh, you're asking about tickets?
Asking about.
No, buying, yeah.
There isn't. Is there any point in asking about tickets?
Okay, yeah. It's like Real Madrid versus Barcelona. There's no point in asking. You know the tickets are sold out, right?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So you want to call the reservation number.
Is there any point in calling the reservation number?
Very good, very good. You want to look for a solution. Is there any point in looking for a solution? Very good. Is there any point in looking for a solution? Very good, very good. All right, let's go on to the translation list.
Okay.
Are you ready at home? Are you ready for this? Solo lanzamos misiles de largo alcance.
We only launch long range missiles.
Missiles. We only launch long-range missiles. Interesting sentence. We only launch long-range missiles. We don't launch short-range missiles. We only launch long-range missiles. Okay. Esta reunión es una pérdida de tiempo.
This meeting is a waste of time.
This meeting is a waste of time. At home, this meeting is a waste of time. Okay. Number 3. For you at home, are you ready? Es inútil continuar. It's pointless. It's pointless to go on. To continue, to go on. Okay, another one. Me sentía tan violento. Me sentía tan violento que quería esconderme. Eesh.
I felt so embarrassed.
Embarrassed.
That I wanted to hide.
I wanted to hide. I felt so embarrassed that I wanted to hide under the table. I wanted to hide because why? I felt
so embarrassed.
Embarrassed. Embarrassed again? Embarrassed. Very good. Okay. Hay tiempo de sobra para todo eso. Mario?
There's plenty of time to do that, or for
para todo eso.
For all of that.
There's plenty of time for all of that, right? Other things, learning German, there's plenty of time for all of that. Now is English time, right? Okay. Él al final cedió ante la presión. Cedió. Okay.
Finally,
él al final cedió ante la presión.
He gave in to the pressure.
Yes, finally but it was yesterday.
Finally, he gave in to the pressure.
Yes, finally, he gave in to the pressure. The pressure, right?
Pressure.
Okay, at home, finally, he gave in to the pressure. All right, good job, Mario. Well done.
You.
Good job at home. I'm going to send you back to Richard. See you next time.
Okay, welcome back. I have some questions I have to ask Maria, okay? Maria, was this table cleaned before I came? No? This table wasn't clean. Look. Yeah, la prueba de algodón. It's not clean. This table wasn't cleaned. Excuse me, Maria, was the floor swept? No, the floor wasn't swept. I walked into the room. My God, ugh, yeah. The floor is dirty. The floor wasn't swept. Que mal hablo yo inglés. The floor wasn't swept. Was the floor mopped? It wasn't mopped either. Were the lights cleaned? They weren't cleaned either. Okay. Was the room aired out? No. I think está muy cargado aquí el ambiente. It's very stuffy in this room because the room wasn't aired out. The windows weren't opened. The door wasn't opened. The floor wasn't swept. The floor wasn't mopped. My table wasn't cleaned. The pencils weren't cleaned. There's dust on the pencils. This is a very dusty place. Wasn't the table dusted? The walls weren't dusted. My God. Do you expect me to work in these conditions? All right. Let's change to camera 1. Maybe I'll be in a better mood. Pero ahora estoy de mal humor. Usually when I change to camera 1, my mood improves, okay? Because usually when I'm talking to camera 2, I'm in a bad mood or in a sour mood, agrio. But when I change to camera 1, for some reason, I don't know why, my mood gets better. Let's see if it's true this time too, okay? 1, 2, 3. Hi, it's nice to see you again, okay? Yeah, let me ask you some questions. Has your passport ever been stolen? No? Ask me if my passport has ever been stolen. Richard, yes? Has your passport ever been stolen? Oh, que bien usas la voz pasiva, amigo. No, my passport, no, my passport has never been stolen. Ask me if my car has ever been stolen. Richard, has your car ever been stolen? No, it hasn't. Ask me if my car has ever been robbed. Has your car ever been robbed? Yeah, twice. Once in the States and once here. Well, what's the difference? Well, if a person robs your car, they break the window and steal the radio, but they don't steal the car. The car doesn't disappear. Now my car has been stolen once. Yeah, my car was stolen. Yeah, and 1 month later it appeared in a parking garage. Yeah, underground. Yes, my car has been stolen once, and my car has been robbed twice. Ask me if my house has ever been robbed. Has your house ever been robbed? No, my house has never been broken into. To break into is forzar la puerta, allanamiento morado. No, my house has never been broken into. My house has never been robbed. And of course, my house has never been stolen. That's very difficult to steal a house. All right? And ask me if my hair has ever been cut in a lady's hairdresser. Richard, has your hair ever been cut in a lady's hairdresser? Yeah, many times. Yeah, next to one of my offices, an old office I had, next door, there was a lady's hairdresser, and my wife and daughter went there, so I went there too. It was muy cómodo. It was very convenient, but I didn't like the way they cut my hair. I didn't like it, okay? So after a while, I changed to a barbershop. Now, ask me if my wife has ever been kidnapped, secuestrada. Richard, has your wife ever been kidnapped? No, unfortunately, no, she's never been kidnapped. All right. Yeah. I imagine, okay, ask me if my children have ever been kidnapped. Have your children ever been kidnapped? No, they've never been kidnapped. Ask me if my house has ever been painted. Has your house ever been painted? Yeah, twice. Yes, my house has been painted. Yeah. Ask me if my wife has been modified. What? Yeah, ask me if my wife has been modified. Richard, has your wife ever been modified? Yes. You see, my wife is second generation modelo. Modelo de segunda generación es mi esposa. Yeah, she's from the Corte Inglés. Third floor. They have a new generation now of wives. I haven't visited the store to see the new generation because simply I modify my wife, and so my wife has been modified twice. She has a little compartment on her back, and you can open it and you can modify certain aspects of my wife to make her pleasant, a very nice wife, okay? And my wife has been modified 3 times, I believe, not twice. Yeah, once her voice was modified. Okay. Another time, her carriage. Carriaje escrito su porte. I called an expert and he modified her carriage. And another time, her temper was modified. Su genio, su temperamento, su genio was modified so that she's very pleasant. So now when I get home and I open the door and say, "Darling, I'm home," my wife comes running with my whiskey and mi batin, my robe, and she gives it to me and says, "Darling, did you have a nice day? Come to your favorite chair in the living room." And she sits down and she says, "Tell me about your day, darling." And I drink my whiskey, enjoy a few moments of relaxation, and my wife is resting her head on my knee, waiting for me to tell her about my day. So my wife has been modified well to do this for me, okay? Now ask me if the studio has been modified lately. Richard, has the TV studio been modified lately? Yes, it's been modified a lot. In fact, it is modified, se modifica, se cambian cosas todos los días aquí. I don't know why, but every day something in this room is changed. Something in this room is modified. Okay, yes. Ask me if I've ever been mugged. Excuse me? Ask me if I have ever been mugged. Mug? No es una taza tipo taza grande, es a mug, sobre todo para cerveza. Yeah, that's true, the same word. Como bug, como bicho con M, mug. But to mug also means to hit somebody and steal his money in the street. You accost somebody, you hit them, you take their money, and you leave the person on the street injured, sometimes dead. That's to be mugged. Ask me if I have ever been mugged in this city. Richard, have you ever been mugged in this city? No, I haven't. Never. Thank God. Okay, our sponsors have a few words to say, and then we'll be right back in just a few minutes. So please stay near your television set. All right, the passive voice, ahora con el futuro. Ask me if I will be appointed the president of this country next year. Richard, will you be appointed president of Spain in the next 2 years or next year? No, it's impossible, because in this country you don't appoint the president, you elect the president. Ask me if I'll be elected president next year. Will you be elected president next year? No, I won't. I hope not. Dios me libre. No, I won't be appointed or elected. Ask me if I'll be appointed the Minister of Education next year. Richard, will you be appointed the Minister of Education next year? No, I won't. I won't be appointed Minister of Education. All right. And ask me if I will be named the president of this of this TV station next year. Will you be named president of this station next year? No, I won't. Okay, let's pass on to another teacher and then I'll be back.
Hello everyone, I'm Layla. My name is Layla. I'm here with my student, David. David, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Ask them how they're doing.
How are you doing?
Okay, very good, with enthusiasm. All right. Are you ready to practice?
Yes, I'm ready to practice.
Great, I love it. Okay, this is the enthusiasm we need to learn. Let's begin.
Okay.
Okay? All right, so we're going to see a series of verbs. I'm going to ask you some questions.
Okay.
Then I'll ask you to ask me some questions. And then we'll do some sentences from Spanish and you will translate them into English for me.
Okay,
all right?
great.
Let's go. Okay, the first one. Were you mugged last week?
No, I wasn't mugged last week.
Okay, now we don't say no, we say no. No, like the don't. It's the same sound. Don't, won't, no. It's like an OU sound. One more time.
No, I wasn't mugged last week.
Okay, good. Ask me if I was mugged last week.
Were you mugged last week?
No, I wasn't mugged last week. Well, what does mug mean? Can you explain it for me?
Yes, it's
Yes?
To be stolen.
To be stolen. Ooh, careful. Okay, this is what we're trying to avoid.
Uh-huh.
We don't say to be stolen, okay? In English, we say robbed.
Okay. To be
Robbed, okay? I was robbed or I was mugged. Has caído en mi trampa. You fell in my trap.
Yes, I did.
That's why we're practicing this, okay? That's exactly why we're practicing this, okay? So, si queremos decir que alguien nos ha robado, we would say, I was robbed, okay? Or I was mugged, okay?
Good.
All right, more. There are different verbs, okay? So we'll do now promote, for example. Would you like to be promoted?
Yes, I would like to be promoted.
Okay, ask me if I would like to be promoted.
Would you like to be promoted?
Yes, I'd love to be promoted. Did they steal your passport at the airport last month?
Could you repeat, please?
Of course. Did they steal your passport at the airport last month?
No, they didn't steal.
No? Or
No.
no. Okay, don't forget that sound. No.
Okay. No, they didn't steal my passport at the airport. At the airport.
At the airport.
At the airport last night or last week.
Last month.
Last month.
Last month, okay? Now, with at the airport, at the, we can link the sounds here, okay? At the, it sounds like one word. We don't say at the, okay? We can say at the airport, and then we do the airport because it's E to E sound, okay? At the airport. Okay, I'm sorry, what didn't happen at the airport?
They didn't steal my passport at the airport. At the airport.
At the airport.
At the airport last month.
Okay, last month. What didn't they steal?
They didn't steal my passport at the airport last month.
Very good. Okay, will they paint your house next week?
No.
No. Don't forget the sound, okay?
No.
Don't forget that sound. It's very important.
No.
Okay, so here I want the passive.
My house won't be painted next week. Next.
Okay, that X sound with the X. Next. One more time.
No, my house won't be painted next week.
Okay, ask me if my house will be painted next week.
Will your house be painted next week?
When?
Next week.
Okay, ask me one more time with intonation.
Okay. Will your house be painted next week?
No. Unfortunately, my house won't be painted next week. Okay, more. Did you see a pickpocket? What is a pickpocket? A pickpocket is someone
who robs wallets.
Someone who steals wallets, okay? Did you see a pickpocket steal anyone's wallet?
No.
Yesterday?
No, I didn't see any pickpockets stealing.
Steal. Just steal. We don't have to use, there's no need for the gerund.
No, I didn't see anyone.
Any pickpockets?
Any pickpockets steal anyone's wallet yesterday.
Okay. Yesterday.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what didn't you see yesterday?
I didn't see any pockets.
Any pockets?
Any pickpockets.
Okay, pickpockets, right?
I didn't see any pickpockets.
Any who?
Any pickpockets. I didn't see any pickpockets steal anyone's wallet yesterday.
Okay, good. All right. Will they prevent forest fires next summer?
Yes, they'll prevent.
Okay, or we could use the passive form here.
Okay.
Forest fires.
Yes, forest fires will be prevented next year.
Exactly. Okay. I'm sorry. What will be prevented next year?
Forest fires.
Forest. The T. Forest.
Forest fires will be prevented next year.
Next year. Okay.
Next year.
We can link the sound there as well, okay? Because it's the T and the Y, which is a semi-vowel sound. Next year.
Okay. Forest fires will
Forest or forest?
Forest.
There's a T, okay?
Forest fires will be prevented next year.
Okay, forest fires will be prevented when?
Next year.
Okay, good. Next year, very good. Did Madrid promote the city well enough?
Yes, Madrid was promoted
Exact-
well enough.
Very good. Fantastic. But say it one more time for me.
Yes, Madrid was promoted well enough.
When?
Last year? This year?
This year and last year as well,
Okay.
right? Okay. I think it will win next time. Okay. Now, I'll ask you some sentences in Spanish and I want you to translate them for me. Okay? ¿Pintarán ellos tu casa la semana que viene? It's the same but telling you in Spanish so you can translate it for me into English.
Okay. Will my house be painted
Okay, yeah.
next week?
What? One more time?
Will my house be painted next week?
Okay. ¿Pintarán ellos tu casa? Will
My house?
Okay, or will they?
Or will they paint my house next week?
Okay, that's the first part. And the next one? Will my house?
Will my house be painted next week?
Okay, very good. All right, so the passive with all these different verbs that you have. And now you have to practice at home. Los paso con Richard.
All right. Ask me when the last time was I ate spaghetti in this room. Richard, when was the last time you ate spaghetti in the television studio? I've never eaten spaghetti in this room. No. I've never eaten spaghetti in this room. And ask me when the last time was I went to camera 1 in this direction. Richard, when was the last time you went to camera 1 in the opposite direction? 360 degrees practically? No, I've never gone to camera 1 in that direction. So let's go this direction to camera 1. Okay? Now, when was the last time? Ask me questions about when the last time was. Okay, well, let's see. When was the last time you threw your pen at Maria? I've never thrown my pen at Maria. But when did you last feel like throwing? ¿Cuándo tenía ganas por última vez? When did I last feel like throwing? I've never felt like throwing my pen at Maria. And Richard, when did you last sing a Japanese song? I've never sang a Japanese song. And Richard, when was the last time it took you 3 days to finish this cup of water? It's never taken me 3 days to finish this cup of water. Okay, Richard, when was the last time you took off your shirt in front of the camera? I've never taken off my shirt in front of the camera. Richard, when was the last time you broke your elbow? Which one? Your right elbow. I've never broken my right elbow. And the other one? Tampoco. I've never broken my left elbow either. Así hablan los gallegos, dicen. I've never broken my left elbow either. Ask me when the last time, well, Richard, when was the last time you broke a bone in your body? I've never broken a bone in my body, thank God. And when was the last time you saw a movie in Pakistan? I've never seen a movie in Pakistan. Or when was the last time you were in Pakistan? I've never been to Pakistan. Have you? No, I haven't. I've never been to Pakistan either. Now, when was the last time you broke one of the cameras in the studio? I've never broken any of the 3. There are 3 cameras here. 2 that we use in another poor camera that is always alone. I feel sorry for that camera. Yeah, that camera simply waits and that camera has been waiting for 4.5 months to be used for the first time. It must feel bad to be an unloved camera, okay? But in any case, that camera has never been used here. Okay, so I've never used it. Maybe they use it for other shows, who knows? Richard, when was the last time you drank a complete bottle of whiskey? I've never drunk a complete bottle of whiskey. But Richard, when was the last time you drove from Madrid to Berlin? I've never driven from Madrid to Berlin. Well, when was the last time you came to my house on a motorcycle? I've never come to your house on a motorcycle. When did you last go? When was the last time you went to Tunisia by ship? I've never gone to Tunisia by ship. When was the last time you ate in a Korean? No. When was the last time you ate in an Australian restaurant? I've never eaten in an Australian restaurant. But when did you last eat in a Paraguayan restaurant? I've never eaten in a Paraguayan restaurant. When did you last become the Prime Minister of Spain? I've never become the Prime Minister of Spain. When was the last time you ran for election? Presentarme a las elecciones. I've never run. Run. I've never run for election. I've never run for the president of this country. And when was the last time you ran the marathon? I've never run the marathon. When was the last time you ran a shoe business? A shoe business. Footwear. Calzado. I've never run a shoe business. When was the last time you hit Maria in the nose? ¿Se lo digo? No, I've never hit Maria in the nose. When did you last lose all your money in a casino? I've never lost all my money in a casino. When did you last lose your temper with Maria? I've never lost. Pero los estribos? No. I've never lost my temper with Maria. When was the last time you took 5 aspirins in one day? I've never taken 5 aspirins in one day. When was the last time you drank a Coke on TV? I've never drunk a Coke. Once I drank a Pepsi, yeah, but I have never drunk a Coke on TV. And when was the last time you scratched both shoulders at the same time on TV? I've never scratched both shoulders at the same time on TV, but I can do it now. Do you want me to see? Do you want to see me? Okay, good look. I don't know which is easier, like this. I can scratch. Now I'm scratching both shoulders simultaneously. I'm scratching both shoulders at the same time, but it's pointless. Es inútil, because my shoulders don't itch. If my shoulders itched, I would scratch them. But since they don't itch, puesto que no me pican, since they don't itch. En inglés no decimos no me pican, decimos no pican. Nunca personalizamos con B. No pican, they don't itch. Si picasen, if they itched, I would scratch them, but they don't. And Richard, when did you last point at the camera with your little finger? I've never pointed at the camera with my little finger. Now, yes. All right? And Richard, when was the last time you ran 10,000 kilometers? Pooh, I've never run 10,000 kilometers. And when was the last time you fell down in the studio? Me? I've never fallen down in the studio. Maria, casi, pero yo no. Okay, casi ahora mismo. We almost had an accident just now. Menos mal that I can watch the camera. All right, I'll be back in just a few minutes to finish the show. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. Hi, everyone. It's Hannah again. And I'm here with all of you and my special student for another block here on Vaughan English. So let's get started right away. But first, let's say hello to my student. Hi, Marina.
Hello.
How are you today?
Very well. And you?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking. Well, we're going to start with some vocabulary. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. And remember, all of you at home, en voz alta, out loud, and with correct pronunciation. Here we go. The first term is silbato. Pito.
Whistle.
Great. Good. Repeat.
Whistle.
Excellent. Whistle. Whistle. Now, ojo aquí. Be very careful. La T here, the T is muda, right? We never say whistle. Whistle. Okay? So it's whistle. Whistle. The T is silent. Next term, arriesgar.
To risk.
Good. Repeat again.
To risk.
Excellent. To risk. To risk. Sometimes I hear risk. 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 No, eso es típico el Spanish. Okay, we don't want risk. Remember the r sonido in English doesn't exist. No existe. In Spanish, it's beautiful, but in English, we don't want to say r. And it's not risk, pero risk. Risk. Es ahí, es más suave, más relajado aquí. Risk. Risk. Claxon, bocina o cuerno.
Horn.
Good. Repeat again.
Horn.
Excellent. Great. Beautiful pronunciation from Marina. Horn. Horn. Again, the H, ha. Horn. It's like my name, Hannah. Hannah. Horn. 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 El estado de bienestar.
The welfare state.
Good. Repeat again.
The welfare state.
Excellent. The welfare state. The welfare state. Y finally, cállate.
Shut up.
Okay, great. Good. Marina said it with a lot of oomph, with a lot of power in her voice. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Cállate. Shut up. Shut up. Now, if we want to say, por favor, cállese or shh, así, a more polite way would be quiet. Right? Be quiet. Be quiet, please. But if you really want to make a statement, and de verdad, cállate, it's shut up. Now, let's look at the expressions. I last did something, y I first did something. Okay? So I'm going to use the expression the last time and I want you to change it to you last that. Okay? Number one, the last time I ate spaghetti was last Thursday.
You last ate spaghetti last Thursday.
Excellent, very good. So Marina said, you last ate spaghetti last Thursday. The last time she was with her cousins was last month.
She last was with her cousin last month.
Okay, here, ojo aquí. Here, con el verbo to be, we put last after the verb. So she was last, repeat.
Right. She was last with her cousin last month.
Okay, very good. So here we change the order a bit con el verbo to be. Con todos los verbos, we put last antes del verbo. Okay, but if we have un auxiliar or el verbo to be, last, el adverbio, va después. Okay, so ojo. So she was last with her cousin last month. The first time I came to Spain was when I was in college.
You first came to Spain when you were in college.
Good. Repeat again.
You first came to Spain when you were in college.
Excellent. Very good. So Marina said, you first came to Spain when you were in college. Now remember, college, for me, for an American, college is university. Remember, ojo, it's not colegio aquí, which is school, like junior high school, elementary school. We have those divisions. But college, when you say college for an American, it means universidad, university. So ojo. So yes, Marina said, you first came to Spain when you were in college. And it's true. I first came here when I was in college as an exchange student. All right, another example. The last time I visited Los Angeles was at Christmas.
You last visited Los Angeles last Christmas.
Okay, good. At Christmas.
Or at Christmas.
Okay, good. Excellent. Repeat again.
You last visited Los Angeles at Christmas.
Excellent. Very good. Marina said, you last visited Los Angeles at Christmas. So, in Navidades, we say at Christmas. So, for example, Easter, we say at Easter. Okay, at Christmas. At Easter, at Christmas. La preposición is at. The first time they closed the facilities was last fall.
They first closed, first closed the facilities last fall.
Okay, very good. Excellent. So they first closed the facilities last fall. Now, what is facilities in Spanish?
It is equipamiento or instalación.
It's very good. So facilities, here's another vocabulary word that's very useful. Facilities in Spanish is instalaciones. Instalaciones. Okay, so facilities. So I'll repeat the example. They first closed the facilities last fall. And remember, Americans, we say fall, right? We say fall. We don't usually say autumn, right? Autumn is more in the UK. But Americans, we usually say fall for otoño. The last time he had a problem with his back was in 2007.
He last had a problem with his back in 2007.
Excellent, very good. So he last had a problem with his back in 2007. The last time you were with your sister was 2 months ago.
You were last with your sister?
So the last time
Okay, not you. I was last with my sister 2 months ago.
Excellent. Okay, muy bien. Repeat again.
I was. It's not a conditional.
Exactly. Marina wants to use the conditional. Remember, we only say I were si es condicional. If I were, por ejemplo, right? If I were a rich man, right? Si fuera rico, si fuera no sé qué, si estuviera tal. Entonces sí, we say if I were. But here, nada que ver. It has nothing to do with the conditional. So here's I was. I was. So repeat again. I
was last with my sister 2 months ago.
Good. Repeat again.
I was last with my sister 2 months ago.
Excellent. Muy bien. So I was last with my sister 2 months ago. And ojo, remember, be careful when we have the verb to be. We don't say I last was. No. I last was, no. ¿Dónde ponemos last? Después, after the verb. I was last with my sister 2 months ago. And with all the other verbs, va antes, right? I last ate spaghetti last Thursday. Okay, great job. I'll see you next time. Keep practicing. Bye-bye.
Okay, congratulations. Congratulations on finishing. Congratulations on, no for. Congratulations on finishing class 76, and congratulations on graduating, to class 77. And finally, congratulations on making the decision to continue this program. Because yesterday, at the end of the class, we were debating whether it was a waste of time or not to study English. Yesterday we debated whether there was any point in continuing studying English. And for me, yes, it's worth it. It's worthwhile. Because for me, it's worth it to live. It's worth it to live life to the fullest, even though we don't know why we're here, nor maybe where we are going for many people. But still, life is worth living. It's fun. So let's continue with English, okay? See you tomorrow.